are enjoying your time and enjoying programming with Java. I'll take you through object and classes. So we'll do some example to understand what does it mean really object, what does it mean a class, so, and how we can create classes and how we can create instance of that class, which we call it object. You will get now to know what I'm talking about. So I'm in Eclipse, so I'm going to create a new project. We will call it classes and objects, just for us to refer to it later. Okay, and should not have a space, so we remove the space and we just put underscore here, so it becomes classes underscore object. Okay, now we are in our classes and object. We need to create now a class, so I'll go new and create a class. Now when I create a class, I'm not going to select this one because I'm not going to create a main class. I'm going to create another class that I can use later in the main. So this one you don't need to select. Here you need a name for your class. We'll call it car. So car, and that's one thing. And here we can call ours package is cars. So cars, this is about cars. Yeah, so we'll create a car class and we will remove public static void main, because this is just a main class. And now we are in the class. So what is a class? A class is have a slide here which I should maybe use to explain what is a class. Swipe, here is it. So what is a class? Is a class, we usually in terminology we call it blueprint. Blueprint means it's something that describes what is a class. What is that class? For example, a car. What does describe a car? What describe a car? Of course, there are so many things. One is the brand. What type is that car? Is it Mercedes or BMW or Toyota or whatever it is? That's the brand. There is the plate number of that car. There is the color of the car, the speed, and how many passengers it can take. These are data concerning that class. You can say, oh, these are the data. And in Java, we call them attributes or field. So the data is one important part of it. The second thing, what that class can do. This is the method or behavior. So car can accelerate, can deaccelerate, can stop, can turn right, can turn left, and things like that. It's a behavior that the class can do. So that behavior, we call it method. So we can run those methods to make the car do whatever we want to do. So you can click, press on the accelerator, it will accelerate. You can turn it left, it will go left. So methods are thing. Now when I'm saying this thing, do you think now I'm talking about a specific car or general about car? I'm talking general. I'm not talking about a specific car. So when you talk about the class, you talk about blueprint, general. Once I speak about specific car, like Ahmed's car, that has specific plate number, specific color, and I'm talking about object. Okay? So the class is a blueprint, general. And for example, this is an example of a class. It just say, this car has this attribute, the brand, the speed. Of course, we can add the plate number, we can add the owner name, we can add so many things in the data. This is just an example to get you to know what is really a class. And then we can add methods that represent a behavior. Like this car can accelerate. I can have another one to deaccelerate. One, it can go left. One, it consume fuel, and other one, it get refilled, and maybe change the owner of that company. These are things related to attribute which we can add. So that's a general class. Now when I speak about specific class, now I'm talking about object. So an object is an instance of the class, means we create a copy of that class and give it specific details in this case. So it has its own unique data, which usually there's no other object has the same data. There's no other car should have the same plate number in UAE, isn't it? Thing like that. So it's a more unique object from that class. For example, in this case, we can have a car called brand Toyota. So my car brand Toyota, which this is the brand and this is the speed. Now to create an object, this is the way to create an object, this line. So you need to have your class name, which in case here car, and then you come with a variable, Hamad car, my car, car number 7, whatever you call it, and then equal new, you create the object here. And then it's same name as the class name. Now this one you call it different, you call it constructor. Although the two names are the same, but each class must have a constructor. And the constructor must have the same name as the class. We'll come to this in more details in our tutorial and you will see how that works. Once you create this object, my car or Hamad car or X car or whatever it is, you use the same name here to start changing the attribute of that car. So I said here my car dot brand, that here I can give value to the brand. My car dot speed, now I can give value to the speed. So this is the way to do it. And the same thing you can call the method. You can say my car dot accelerate and it will accelerate. In our case it accelerates by 10. I don't know what that 10 can be, 10 kilometers per hour or something like that. But now just we understand the concept. So this is how to do it. So how we can do this now in our coding platform and build that. So we have a car code. Now if I want now to start working in this car, I have to define first data. So I'm putting comments now. These are the data section, and we'll have another section. We will call it methods. Methods section. These are the two sections. In the data, we will give the car, for example, a number and plate number. Okay, is it a number or string? It's string. Let's make it string because sometimes you have in it AD, whatever. So we'll call it plate number. So that's string, called plate number. We can give another string, which I like, call owner name. And this should be the name of the owner of the car. So later we can say this car belongs to Hamad or to whoever. Now there's something we can extra do is to define, is this public or private? How this data can be accessed. See, if I make it private like this and make this maybe private, then no one can change this data from outside the class. Now for simplicity, I will keep it public for you now, and later we will change it to private, yeah, and see how we can deal with that. For now, we will keep it public. Now if you leave it, this is the default of the package, so this will be default. So let's make it just public, and public become easy. So public, okay. Okay, that's very good. Now the other thing we can have is public, and what should we have? We'll have an integer, and we call it mileage. Mileage means how many kilometers this car has traveled and did like that. So these are three for us to practice, and then we'll play with private, and we'll do some other ideas. But for now, what we did, we added 3 data. One is the plate number, one is the owner of that car, and one is the mileage. You can add the color, you can add other things. Now on the methods, what method we can have? If we want to change the owner, for example, okay, change the owner name. So let's have a method called public void. Why I'm saying public void? I'll explain it now. Change owner. We'll call it change owner. Now you sell this car to someone else. So if you want to change the owner, you need to pass to this one owner name, yeah, new owner name, new owner. Okay, we'll call it new owner. So we're passing the new owner. So now we have a method that's empty. We call it's public because we want to change it from anywhere. We can call it, and we have void, means it doesn't return anything. We don't need to have the return in the method, and this is the name we call the method. And here we're passing one parameter to that method called change owner. Now how I can use this one? I can use it to change this owner name. So this owner name I need it to change to become the new owner. So I can say owner dot new equal new owner. Now what I did now, I'm changing the main class attribute owner by pass using the new owner we set. For example, if I pass to this method Hamad will become the owner of it. I pass David will be the owner because new owner will be David or whoever. Or I pass Selma will be the owner, and then the owner will change that one. So now we have this main, we have our class. Now there are many things we can do in this. We can add other methods, we can do everything, but let's just keep it as simple as now, and then we'll grow our complexity as we go. Now we did that one. Let's create now another class. We need a main class that can call this class. This class does not have public static void main. So if I run my code, what I'll get nothing coming because okay, I think it's still on the other one. Let's be here, and we are there doesn't contain a main method. So now it's telling me it doesn't contain a main method. So we don't have a main method, so it's not going to run. This one running from the previous run we had, so we'll delete it so it doesn't confuse us again. Now if I try to run it, I get this error. I don't have a main method. So how I can do that? I need to create now a main class. So I come here, right mouse click, new, I will go to class, okay, and here I need to give it anything name. I'll call it main, okay, and I need a new public static void main. So if I do this now, I have this main class. So now I have two classes, one called cars, as you can see, which we created, and one called main. So the main is the one that if I run it runs my project, but there's nothing inside this main. So what we will do here, we will say system.out.println, and we'll say hello world, just to test our main that it's working. And now we click here and run it, hello world came. Okay, so this main class is now how I can connect this class main with the class car. These two I need them to connect it. the only way I do it, I need to create an object of the class car. I need an object of the class car. So how I do it? First, I need to say I need to create object of the class car. So this should be car. This is the data type. I want to create an object of the class car. I'll call it my car equal new car. Now I will be explaining quickly something called constructor. Yeah, but that's will explain to you more things. But for now, we're using the default constructor, which in that method. So basically, this line, what it does say, it say create an object, call it my car. That object should be of the class car. Okay, because I have the class car in the same project. There, isn't it? And then we that's it. Now, if I want to change the name of that car, I have many ways to do it. One, you remember I have attributes here. Yeah, I have attributes here. Look at it. One called plate number. Let me change the plate number. If I want to change the plate number, I can come here and say my car, my car dot plate number, and I will do a plate number something like this. Now this is going to work. Okay, so let's run it and see what will happen. Nothing will happen, but let's say here we add a line to print the plate number, or leave that line, we'll do it later. Let's just run now. So basically now we have the car created, but nothing happening because we're not displaying anything. The only thing we change the plate number. Okay, so I can say, for example, system dot out dot print ln, and now I want to display the plate number of that car. So how can I display the plate number of the car, of my car? Simply I need to use this one. See, I use this one and put it here. So I need to refer, or I can say plate number equal, you know this by now, and then I'll add plus here and add my car dot plate number. Maybe we need to make this little smaller, so that's where it is. Now this is basically going to display the plate number I added, and let's see if this one going to work. We run, that's it. So because we changed the plate number in this line, we change the plate number, we are able to display it. There is other better way to do it. I can remove all this from here, displaying it, and I can go to the main class, to the class, and create another method. I'll call it public void display car info. This is another method I'll create here, and I will use this method to display for me the car information. So I can say system dot out dot print ln, and here I will say plate number plus I can just here use this variable plate number. Okay, now later we'll use the word this, but now I'm not going to use it. I will use it later, and I'll explain what does this means. Now let's do the other two. We're doing also owner name, owner, car owner equal, who is the car owner, and we can just say owner name, owner name. Okay, owner name. And the last one is mileage I'll just follow the same thing. Here we put mileage. You notice mileage here I have the M capital and here the M small. This one is just a text, can be anything, but this one must be M lowercase because here it's M lowercase. Now this method can be useful for me anytime I want to display the car information. And let me show you something that we need to know. We'll go here. Now after we created an object called my car and we change its plate, we want to display its information. So what we can do here, we can say my car and we can call that method car information. Now anytime we call car information, it will go and display that car details. And let's run this one now. See, came now. I have these things in this car. I have the mileage which I changed coming properly. Owner, there's no owner name and there is no mileage there. So the plate number, the plate number is coming nicely, but there is little bit issue here where I can fix this one. I need to make space in between or add equal here. Where I should do this one, I need to add equal. So I need it to come better. Where I do it in the car class. See, the car class is the actual important one. So here we didn't do equal space equal. That's one the way we can fix it to do. And if we run now, we will see it's coming properly that way. Now how I can change the owner of this car, of my car? I can come to the main, and what I'll do, I can come here, my car dot owner name, have to be the right spelling. This is the owner name, equal, I'll put Hamad Odabi, semicolon. Now that's the owner. Now the mileage, we can say my car dot mile age equal, we'll say this car is doing already 80,000 kilometers. This car was traveling a lot. So we have this my car and we gave it this details. And if we run now, you know that you'll get all the information needed. So you have car plate here, you have the owner name, and you have the mileage. You have the same issue with the mileage. Let's go there and fix it. Equal space, just make your code looks better. Okay, so it's now plate number there, the name there. Now if I want to create another car, I go to the main class. Look at this now, we need another car. So let's create another car. How we do that, we'll say car Ali car, we'll call it for example, which equal new car. Okay, that's it, semicolon. Now we created something called Ali car. We want to change the plate numbers and the other thing like that. We need these 3 lines here, and we'll come here and we'll say his plate number is 89133 and his name Ali Al-Husani. Someone came to my mind. And his car is new, just did 10,000. Okay? Now this is Ali cars here. Now if I want to know the details of Ali car, I need to use this one, Ali car dot display car info. And now what it's doing, it's going to the class car and calling this method. And you can now create so many cars object. Now if I run it now, what we will see there is first car, plate number and owner. These are Hamad and this car. Second plate number is oh yeah, see, I made a mistake. Yeah, you notice what mistake I made, which very good. Now I'm referring to my car here. I should refer to Ali car. Yeah, Ali car, because we're changing Ali car information. So Ali car. Ali, sorry, we're not changing. We made a mistake on your car, Ali. Ali car. Okay? So if we rerun things, we will have, now it's clear. So this is Hamad cars and his detail. This is Ali cars and his detail. Now if I need a space between the two cars, what I do, there are different ways. I can add another print statement here, or go to the car class and then add here one more system dot out dot print ln and have just quotation like that. This will add a new line there. There are other ways we can do it. This means every time you run it, you see there is a space between the two. What did you learn from this lesson? I think the many things we need to do, which are exciting. I think what you learn, a class is a description of group of objects. They share the same data type, they share the same methods. So this group of objects, we call them class, if you group them together. Like for example, you say animal. Animal is a class, yeah, because all animals have certain common characteristics, but some of them has its own characteristic. We need to create later a subclass. So there are animals that we can have at home, animals wild we cannot have at home. There are animals that can swim and live in water, animals that can live. So we can create later subclasses of a class. But once you talk about specific animal, the cat you have in your home, if you have a cat at home, that cat has special ID. Here we are glad in UAE we track all those animals and they need to be registered and there is a barcode and ID. So that's a specific cat, not any other cat who has a specific owner, which will be you or your father or your family. Same thing for cars. You talk about cars, any car is in the class car, but there are cars like big trucks that use for transporting goods and things. There are cars for racing. There are cars for public transportation like buses. There are cars for personal use and so many type of cars. These are all classes of cars. But once you speak about a specific car which has specific registration, specific owner and details, this is an object. So a class is a description of group of objects. In this case, we had a class and we said you have two parts, data and method. In the data, we put three data. One is plate number, the other owner, and the other the mileage. Now I kept them all public and I don't need even to use the public here, but I just to stress the importance of access modifier. Now being a public, I am able to change them anywhere and in the main class. Okay, but if they are not public, I will not be able to change them. I need to come with something called getter and setter. Next video, we'll talk about something called encapsulations, which is a way of hiding your data. Now, you have your data, then you come with the method. Here we have only two methods.